So, Antonio, this looks like a lot of fun. Surreal fun, but a lot of fun. Is that the only way to play this? Because if you're sort of turning up, picking up the paycheck, then the kids are going to cotton on straight away.
I suppose there are many ways that you can play this character. I just choose my own, and I suppose that's what they call me, because I had a certain experience with movies for kids, and they thought probably I could understand the material better than other actors. So, I was not very familiar, to tell you the truth, with Spongebob. I was familiar with the character because it's impossible to be oblivious to this phenomenon in the last 15 years, taking over the world. But then I read the script and I thought it was quite interesting, especially the tone of it and all the surreal side of the piece. And so I got interested, It was basically, more than anything, was about taking and being conscious, what is the rhythm of this? What is the tone of the piece? What is the narrative process, and then just relate with the director, the guy who actually directed the action side of the movie, which is Michalczuk, and I knew him very well because we did Shrek the Third together, and I liked the guy very much. So we immediately started just having fun.
What I love about your career is that you've sort of dipped your toe into every genre, really. I mean, if there's a genre, you've kind of done it. Why, you just mentioned Shrek there, why do you think you keep coming back to kids' films and animations?
Why not?
What is it about them?
The question would be for me, why not? I mean, in the case of Shrek, it's so, first, extraordinary for me, because I went to the United States when I was already 31 years old, and I couldn't speak the language, so the fact that they called me just for the use of my voice, it was, that's one of those things that I probably said at the beginning, this is something that I will never do. But they did, they called me to do that, so it's a world that I'm interested, not only as an actor, also as a producer. I've been just producing movies, animation movies in the south of Spain with not the means and the financial power that Hollywood has, but we have been pretty successful. We were nominated for an Academy Award with a short movie. So I loved that world. And at the same time, as you said at the beginning of your question, I love to visit every genre, and for me that is in the center of what an actor's life and profession should be all about.
When you're working on an animation, you obviously got live action elements, which is your character.
Right.
Is it always amazing when you actually go and see the film, or you see the first rushes of the film, because your experience on set is so different to what we will see?
Yes, I have to confess that I didn't see the entire movie, but I saw partially the movie in pieces because I did all the ADR sessions and stuff like that. Absolutely, it's mind-blowing, because when you're working you have nothing, basically, not only just the other characters that are not there, but pieces of the scenography, backgrounds, stuff that don't exist, and so it's an amazing experience that has to do with a reflection about the improvement of technologies in the last 15, 20 years, basically, especially in the animation world, and how far actually movies are going, But at the same time, on the set, of course, you have certain problems that you have to solve over there, not having the other person just to give you a replica. But at the same time, you feel very free, and you just translate some problems to the people that is going to work later. So basically, what we did is just to work as free as we could in terms of improvising and creating gags and things like that, knowing that later on they will go, except in very structural parts of the script that they have certain parameters. And then what I did, basically, just to ask the people who created the character and my director, what is the reaction that this character is going to have when I say this? Should I scream to him in this way or this way? So it's just measuring all the time, and trying to have a picture of the movie when the movie don't exist yet.
And just finally, one of the benefits I always think in an animation for an actor is that you have no wardrobe, you have no makeup, you can turn up in your jeans and your jumper. But here, it looked horrendous. It looked the absolute opposite. That beard looked...
You got it. Many people sit down in that chair and they ask me, you have a lot of fun. I said, well, yes, I had a lot of fun. Once they say action, From action to cut, I have fun. But there were a lot of hours behind this, 2 hours of makeup in the morning, and I just keep the makeup alive the whole entire time. It was itchy, and it was very hot. It was very humid in Savannah, Georgia. It was, believe me, I've done a lot of movies with probably more dangerous stuff than this one, but this is something that irritation of the skin, a lot of creams every night because you wake up like this, and then more alcohol is coming with more glue and stuff like that. So just to keep yourself alive, it was my main thing. I couldn't eat, for example. You open your mouth and boom, and the mustache was out. So just juices all day long with a straw.
So in future in your personal life, we'll always see you clean shaven. We will never see a bearded Antonio.
What you saw, you go there on the web, you're going to find me with beard. And in fact, I did a movie with Steven Soderbergh with a beard, but that was my own beard.
You cope with that. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers.